And AWA TV episode 15 is finally here. We gladly pick up where things left off tonight. We are stacked and will determine the final participant in the Women's World Championship Chamber of Champions match in our main event. A show with huge Chamber of Champions implications in more than one match. It's going to be a good one. As always, I am joined by none other than my good friend, Justin. Say hello, sir. Tonight we kick things off with the number one contender for the AWA television title. The man who beat Uncle Howdy to earn that right, Wade Barrett, the big nose Brit. One-on-one with the Samoan Psycho, Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu on Solo's behalf here tonight. I am genuinely curious to see if one bullhammer is going to be enough to keep the Samoan Psycho, Jacob Fatu, down. Jacob Fatu has done a lot of fighting on behalf of Solo and other members of the Bloodline. It's going to be a busy night for the Bloodline, of course, at Chamber of Champions. Of course, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa in that tag team title match, along with the Wyatt Six and the Street Profits for the tag titles. And, of course, Solo Sikoa, of course, defending against Wade Barrett. I agree. I think the longer this match goes, the more it hurts Wade Barrett, knowing that in 2 short weeks, he has to face Solo Sikoa for that TV title. And you do not want to have any lingering injuries when you're going up against somebody as savvy as Solo Sikoa, knowing that I guarantee you this man will be on the outside as well. Number one contender for the TV title, Wade Barrett, Jacob Fatu. I can't believe I just did that. Quick cover by Fatu. Count of 2 already. I mean, Barrett's no small man either. 6'6", probably pushing 260. And there is no reason a 300-pound man should be able to hit a springboard missile dropkick. I mean, if we're talking about height, yes, but if we're talking about weight, Jacob has him probably by a good 40, 50 pounds. That's not going to help that solid rock frame. I will say Jacob Fatu probably is pretty close to challenging, you know, Tiffany Stratton for the best moonsault ever. And now Wade Barrett, the 6'6" Brits to the top rope. And a reversal. Caught in mid-air, springboard clothesline. I'm surprised. I feel like I'm watching two cruiserweights go at it here. And a back, just dropping the back of Jake. I keep wanting to say Solo. Of Jacob across his knee. Now watch it Chamber while we're watching Solo and Barrett go at it for the TV title. I'll keep wanting to say Jacob. Well, it won't be at the Chamber show. Barrett will have his hands full again against Solo. Solo, of course, winning that title from Drew McIntyre. Now a cover by Wade Barrett, another kick out, and it looks like Jacob is wearing the wounds of war busted open right above that right eye. And now possibly going for a belly to belly to the eyes goes Jacob. You know, if you really, I mean, this has pretty much been back and forth, really. There really hasn't been one solidly long time of offense from either competitor here. Now a quick cover again by Barrett. There's two and a kick out at 2 by the Samoan Werewolf. I never saw Barrett use the top rope to get in and out. Now Barrett to the top rope with a big splash, but came up empty. He is 0 for 2, and now a Hurricane Rana. I'm telling you, this is like watching two cruiserweights go at it. They are really just taking it to each other, mainly with aerial moves. The strength of Fatu just lifting that 6'6" frame of Barrett off the ground. Barrett now back up from the corner. Back into the corner instead. What a momentum killer this would be for Wade Barrett if he were to lose this match. What is Fatu now on the second rope with Barrett on his shoulders? This is not going to end well for Barrett. A Samoan drop off the second rope, and now a big splash by the Samoan. He knows how to do it right. There's that brainbuster DDT cover by Fatu. 1, 2, and Fatu with the victory. A big victory for the Bloodline, especially for Solo. Barrett should have made like a penguin and stayed on the ground. This may have been a completely different matchup for Mr. Barrett if that would have been the case. But I agree, and I do think he's going to take whatever mistakes he made in this match and stay on the mat, stay on his feet, and stay out of the air come Chamber of Champions when he challenges Solo Sikoa for the TV title. But a big victory for the Bloodline, who are seemingly unstoppable heading in to Chamber of Champions. Well, we all know one thing. He loves Solo. And he showed it no more than right there. And speaking of loving their tag partners, Uncle Howdy has stepped up to lead the Wyatt Six into battle alongside Dexter Lumis as they team up to face the team that they will face for the tag titles as well as the Bloodline at Chamber of Champions. The Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy, and Dexter Lumis against the AWA World Tag Team Champion Street Profits. It's hard not to be when you are the tag team champions. Of course, beating the Bloodline for the tag titles back at Golden Gauntlet after the Bloodline beat the Wyatt Six at Option A. Well, you have three of the hottest teams in the AWA walking into Chamber of Champions to fight for those tag team titles. It's going to be a tall task for the Street Profits to retain those tag titles. We might see new tag team champions again come Chamber of Champions. I don't think that's any problem for a team like the Street Profits. And here come the former World Tag Team Champions, the Wyatt Sixes, Dexter Lumis, and the leader of the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy. Jesus Christ. Well, that's the other thing. They really didn't. That's the thing about the Wyatt Six. You know, they didn't really hold the titles all that long. They lost them in their first defense. Of course, winning the titles back at Title Torment, the inaugural World Tag Team Champions, then losing them at Option A to the Bloodline losing them at Golden Gauntlet to the Street Profits, and now here we are going into Chamber of Champions with a triple threat tag team match for the titles with all three, either former or current tag team champions involved. Well, Uncle Howdy can't be happy. Last week on AWA TV, the Wyatt 6 0-4-3 that night. They have been struggling as of late ever since losing those tag team titles. Jesus. I gotta say, this Uncle Howdy is a vicious man, along with Dexter Lumis, who... Dexter Lumis and Eric Rowan were the tag team champions. They were the representatives of the Wyatt Six who won the tag team titles. And of course, here in the AWA, there is not a Freebird rule. So whoever wins the titles must defend the titles. Hence why with the Bloodline, the only two people who could defend the titles were Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. They won the titles. Although this match has been all Uncle Howdy and Dexter Lumis. Of course, now Angelo Dawkins is starting to mount a bit of a comeback, already breathing slightly heavy. Not at all. Uncle Howdy, about 6'2", 240 or so, 230 or so. And now here comes the high flying, and I mean high flying, Montez Ford. That is the tag team champion caliber of the Street Profits. Quick in, quick out. Roll through, planting, and now again. But what the question remains is... Oh, no, you're good. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Makes the tag to Dexter Lumis, and here comes the former one and a half of the former tag team champions. But what's strange is that they really haven't, other than the Bloodline, who have officially announced that it's going to be Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa again, and obviously the Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. The Wyatt Six really have not 100% confirmed who is going to be in the triple threat tag team match for the tag team titles. We can assume it's going to be Lumis and Howdy, as they're the two that are... This is not going to end well for Lumis. But, I mean, we can... I don't want to see anybody's fleet flying at my face, personally. But if I had to pick, especially now Montez Ford, who just got back suplexed onto the concrete floor out there. Back into the ring, and here comes Dexter. Dexter has that submission hold locked in on Montez. Montez might be tapping out. Angelo, though, breaking it up. To the corner. Here comes another tag team maneuver by the Wyatt Six, working very well together here. Well, that's the other thing, too. It's been a lot of, now a cover by Howdy. 1, 2, wait a minute. Oh. What a victory that would be for the Wyatt Six, especially, they really need it right now, especially. Big power slam. Of course, Randy Orton, who will be in action at Chamber of Champions, challenging for that Intercontinental title against the second best Australian in the AWA, the Intercontinental Champion, Grayson Waller. Back to the corner, reversal by Montez, though. And now a headbutt, just dropping Montez, and now to the top rope goes Montez Ford, and here comes Angelo Dawkins. Well, Dawkins has his head turned. Now a roll up by Dawkins. Pin quickly broken up, though, by Montez Ford. Howdy planting Angelo Dawkins, and now just driving the knee into the chest of Dawkins. I don't know if that technically was a Sister Abigail or not, but I was going to say Dawkins is on his back and not looking good. Never mind, he's looking fairly well now with a big clothesline, dropping Loomis. Relatively fresh air. Frog Splash. Montez Ford, of course, the husband of Bianca Belair. Knocking those fists straight into the X that marks the spot on the forehead of Dexter Loomis, who connects with a neck breaker. Loomis now with another submission locked in on the Montez Ford. And again, Montez able to escape and tag in. Here comes the leader of the Wyatt Six, Uncle Howdy. And just driving the face of Montez straight into the mat. Howdy with Montez up. Big standing suplex, just dropping Montez nearly through the mat. Now a quick tag from the Wyatt Six. Loomis planting forward with a spine buster. Cover now, 1, and again. It's broken up by Dawkins. I don't know what kind of splash that was. Now cover on the Montez Ford. 2, and the Wyatt Six with the victory over the tag champs. Are they going to be this hungry, though, come Chamber of Champions? And is this what we're going to see at Chamber of Champions? Well, a huge victory for the Wyatt Six, which also means, lucky for them, they get the week off next week, and maybe the Bloodline will be able to kill any last remaining hopes and momentum for the tag champs, as next week the tag champs will face Tama Tonga and Tongaloa of the Bloodline in the final match before the big triple threat tag match for the tag titles at Chamber of Champions. You want to talk about somebody who's looking at the drawing board and bashing their head into it? I would say the Undertaker is probably doing just that after last week, where he was tapped out by Alex Shelley. As you know, that's a good point. He was tapped out by Alex Shelley. Yes, it was the referee's incompetence. Undertaker was just setting his hand down multiple times. Exactly. And the referee called for the bell too early. That is the referee's fault. Undertaker, please do not make me rest in peace, please. Look. Exactly. A little bit of retribution the Undertaker seeks, especially as he's trying to build all the momentum he can, as you are looking at the man who will main event the first ever WrestleFest, challenging whoever the AWA champion is at that point for the AWA title. Of course, winning the Golden Gauntlet match. Taker is a man of his own mystique. I would not want to run into Undertaker in a dark alley, or even in a broad daylight. I don't want to run into Undertaker at all. Especially knowing that how absolutely pissed off he is right now. I certainly can't say that I can. Especially not when, you know, it happened last week. Exactly. Now, I will say this, and I will say it proudly. And for anybody watching, a little behind the scenes, me and Justin do everything 50-50. If one does not agree, then it does not happen until we come to a consensus. I would say that if Alex Shelley can beat The Undertaker again, I will put him in the damn chamber. I will give him the final spot in the chamber if he can beat Undertaker again. Of course, if Justin agrees. Because at that point, I think he fucking deserves it. Especially if it's to submission wins over The Undertaker. Especially not if you're The Undertaker. Oh, he's real? Well, I mean, I was gonna say he was really starting to he was really taking it to Shelley here, but Shelley's starting to mount a little bit of a comeback against Taker. And no, he knocks the referee down. Frog splash to the back. The referee is down. And a big super kick, knocking The Undertaker off his feet. And now we're back to where it's all Shelley. And this is where it started going downhill for Taker last time. So the size difference alone in these two men. I mean, it's amazing. Covered by Shelley. Oh my god, he just kicked Undertaker in the side of the head. Springboard moonsault now. Shelley is starting to take it to Taker. This is not going to go good for Taker. That's not good. Oh, wait, Taker back up, though. Taker inadvertently knocking down the referee. And what's Sabin? Sabin's got a chair. This is not right. No. And credit where credit is due. Shelley dropping the chair. Not using the chair, and that's not good for Shelley. This is really not good for Shelley. Tombstone nearly on the chair. To the top rope goes the 300-pound Undertaker, dropping an elbow across the heart of Alex Shelley. Referee still down and incapacitated. Shelley, though, with the reversal. Shelley's fighting for a lot more than just a victory over The Undertaker here. 2 wins over The Undertaker gets him into the chamber match. Oh my god. Oh god. Undertaker busted open by Alex Shelley. And now a figure 4. A figure 4 leg lock in on The Undertaker. What a way that would be, though, in all seriousness, if he were to tap out The Undertaker 2 weeks in a row. Not saying Undertaker tapped out last week, but this is not going to be good. A last ride, and he hit his head on the turnbuckle coming down. Referee still incapacitated. And a second tombstone pile driver to Shelley. And this is going to be another sequence of tombstone, possibly an elbow. No, waiting for Shelley to stand. Missed the dive, did Taker. This is not, he's going to go on the chair. He's going to land on the chair. And now the referee stands up. And now Shelley with the cover on Taker and a kick out at 1. Taking a break real quick to run out of the ring is Shelley. Now Shelley, if I'm not mistaken, this is the same move he tapped out Taker with last week. And again, Taker this time fighting out of it. Not saying Taker tapped out last week, but big boot cover on Shelley. 1, 2, and Shelley this time falls to The Undertaker. But how would that have made Sabin feel is the question. Shelley took a lot of punishment in this match. Including, first of all, Sabin throwing the chair in the ring. I'm sure Taker's going to have something to say about that later. Exactly. And this right here, I thought would have done it, landing back first on the chair. But, unfortunately for Shelley, it was The Undertaker's night. Bloodied and battered. The Undertaker victorious over Alex Shelley, righting the wrong of last week. And now we move forward to another match that is sure to be fantastic. 2 women who have already qualified for the Women's Chamber of Champions match. Rhea Ripley 1-on-1 against the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. Well, we know what good old Sheamus says, banger after banger after banger, and that is what it has been here tonight. Charlotte is going to be walking into the Women's Chamber of Champions match, along with Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, her opponent tonight, former Women's World Champion Cora Jade, and Alexa Bliss, knowing that if she were to win that match and walk out of that match as the Women's World Champion, Becky Lynch will be waiting in the wings. Did you say the abs or the ass? Oh. And here comes a woman famous for breaking the internet. And many other men's hearts. No luckier man on this earth right now than Buddy Matthews. I just think the problem is that you're not Australian. You're born in the wrong continent. No, but a lot of men have asked for a lot more. We're so getting fucking taken down for this. Oh, God. We're going to get fired from our own company. And we're the only 2 employees. Anyways, to the action now. Charlotte Flair in control of Mommy. Cover now onto Rhea Ripley. 1. Quick 2 count for Charlotte. Well, especially knowing that in just 2 short weeks, you got to step foot inside the Chamber of Champions. Well, neither does the figure 8, but your point is valid. Cover now. 2 and another late kick out by Ripley. Ripley, who was 5-5 in the AWA. Charlotte, only 1-1, I believe. Fucking cat. Charlotte now in full control of Rhea here. Rhea has not gotten out of the blocks here yet. I think I know what Charlotte's going for here, and it's not going to be pretty if she does it. Oh, I thought she was going to go for a tope to the outside. Now Ripley back in control here, going for those patented clotheslines. And a big drop kick to end the sequence. Ripley now to the top rope. Charlotte meeting her there, though. And takes out Charlotte, does Rhea. And now the Rhea submission hold, whose name I've forgotten. I know it's not the Cloverleaf because that's Sheamus, but I can't think of the fucking name for it right now. Tilt-a-whirl body slam, cover now by Ripley. 2, and Ripley almost getting the job done on Charlotte. Just putting the boots, stomping a mud hole and walking it dry. Rhea now with the big splash, taking down Charlotte. Rhea with Charlotte up, possibly looking for, I thought she was going to go for an electric chair. Instead, face plants Charlotte. Now a cover by Ripley. 2, and Ripley almost again. Close yet no cigar. Another submission again by Charlotte. Charlotte looks like she might not be. And Charlotte taps to Rhea Ripley. What a match it was. And that will seal AWA TV episode 15 part 1. Join us when we come back for AWA TV episode 15 part 2, where we will have matches like LA Knight and Triple H, 2 men who have already qualified for the men's chamber match, as well as the final spot in the women's chamber match will be decided in a fatal 4-way match, including Io Sky, Carmella, Jada Parker, and Nikki Cross. As we see the near falls, and Charlotte tapping to Rhea Ripley. Make sure you leave that like, comment, share, and subscribe. Especially for Mommy. Join us next time for part 2. And Justin, as always, send us off properly, sir.